Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 131. Yes, I did say with another one before I do my anime, which the Bible of the anime is going to be next. Right after I'm doing One Piece, the manga chapter. I'll talk about that next. Um, Here we're discussing episodes 13 and 16 of Kamen Rider Fourze, and these episodes are also the final episodes of the opening story arc of Kamen Rider Fourze. You're thinking, really? It's the end of the first arc? Yes. Yes, it is. And how do you figure that? Well, because information I read basically says it is. The arc is called Start a Club Activity, Birth the Kamen Rider Club. It's basically wrapped up this very episode. And, well, we're up 16 because they view a brand new character, which I'll get to that. So, in these 4 episodes, first 2 we have, there's a particular name of this arc, but it's more like we bring back a character who has not been seen since episode 2. And it's Meteor, who was Orion from the first 2 episodes. Yeah, he comes back here. Plus, we get a revelation about one character. We debut another brand new character. Yep. So, the brand new character we debut in episode number 13 is Koei Hayami. Who is this guy? He's the principal of the high school the main characters go to. Yeah, and the first episode the 13 starts out basically we have these moms basically worried about their kids, all the monster attacks basically since episode 1. Then we see him drive up in his red sports car, and all the ladies and the female students just falling over him. And of course, Cho basically is like, yeah, why can't I get this like the attention? He shows basically the chairman has tripled the budget for security, which is probably a lie, given the fact that the chairman is the main villain of the series. Yeah, so, by the way, it's actually revealed he's actually working with the chairman as part of the, well, they revealed in this 2-parter the name of the organization. Yes, it is revealed in this 2-parter that the organization known as the Horoscopes. That's what they're called here. So you can think of this as the plot, the Revelations arc. So we debut new character, we return new character, we have a name villain organization finally, 13 episodes in, and of course we find out that the Scorpio, the one who's basically Scorpion, is in fact the female teacher, and she has been since the start of the series. And she's one responsible for all this stuff happening over the course for 12 episodes. Yep. So, I found that quite interesting. And it's almost like basically when they brought this new character, it's like, yeah, I'm sure the ratings probably were steady at this time. So, I'm sure they probably figured though, similar to what I'm sure probably because this series is supposed to be the 40th anniversary of Kamen Rider. Which I forgot to mention in my first review, this actually is the 26th series out of 34. Yes, 26. Yeah, so basically the whole thing about recurring generals, and that basically she gets replaced with Lebra. The principal actually is the Lebra Zondart. Yes, he is one of the high-level enforcers, as they refer to him as. Of course, we don't know what the whole thing with the main villain is, or why he does what he does. That part's not revealed yet. So, yeah, and we also see that Scorpion gets basically Scorpion legs. She even basically poisons Fourze, and she voices JK. And the whole thing was about getting Meteor basically back to be a monster again, like he was in the first 2 episodes. I'm glad that we could follow up with this particular character, because it's almost like they just put him aside and just now we follow him. We also find out he has a girlfriend, who is the president of the photography club. Okay, interesting. And he's basically not going back to school after his first 2 episodes. I'm like, Really? It's almost like another thing is, aside from the replacement and everything, it's almost like the writers probably figured out, oh crap, what happened to the characters? Basically, these characters who were turned into monsters. Like, what happened to the first one? And this is basically a follow up to it. This sadly will be a final appearance of this character in the main series. He'll probably get for a movie, and that is it for the guy. His girlfriend would never appear again in the series after this. Nope, never would. Oh, and by the way, Gen Forster is cute. Like, basically, he's like so jealous of the fact that the Mori guy got a cute girlfriend. Now, of course, Shun is responsible for why he became a monster in the first place. He regrets what he did, and he has mentioned he's tried to apologize to him multiple times, but according to him, he's just not there. So, by the way, Scorpion's actually defeated this arc, but not destroyed. The former's not destroyed here. Like, they're about to figure out who he is, and then Labra comes in after basically Fourze fights her for the second time after he's cured. How was he cured? The medical switch, which they use basically like Kago uses like this version of Power Glove and put the Fourze brace the belt and use it to cure him. And then of course also I think it was JK and I think it was one other character got infected. So Meteor basically chased this area that looks like Stonehenge. Yeah. Chase the stone basically the Japanese version of Stonehenge. So he is messing with thing, comes up with the two to cure the killer 2, which no problem. And of course he fights basically Scorpion and he goes to space with her because basically will explode. He uses like a double break, which causes the drainage, and it's revealed in episode 15 that this caused Drill and Rocket to be drained of power. So he's about to find who it is, and then of course he's himself like, wait, that's me. And it's Lebra, who basically casts illusion, so we don't he doesn't know who he is, she is just yet. We will get a wrap of this plot thread in the next 2 episodes. Not the next 2, per se, the following 2. So yeah, so the very next episode's interesting. This is known as the Perseus arc. Yeah, this one actually has an arc. So, this guy Perseus is randomly attacking a building for a reason explained here. And, yeah, just no real explanation here just yet. And then they kind of figure out exactly who it is, who is responsible for it a little bit later. Thanks some hints planted. Of course, again meets the president of the art club who wants to become friends with him, like he did with Abe. Yeah, became friends with Abe, no problem. But in the case of the other guy, he found it difficult per se. And his whole thing is, it has to be perfect, and he doesn't like distractions at all. So, by the way, it's revealed that he is, of course, Jen figures out he is this particular guy because of the stuff he says and give his actions. He's like, yeah, you are correct. And by the way, he destroyed the building because apparently it was distracting him from seeing Mount Fuji. Yes, that is seriously the reason for that. So, and then the next episode, like, where they supposedly beat him. Like, they kind of kill him at Destroy the Monster, but then the last one comes back, but his husk is not waking up. His consciousness is still inside the monster. And he kicks it out. It's kind of with the Glee Club. And he hates the fact the Glee Club invited Yuki in. He thinks that she sucks. So, then we see basically somebody hiding behind the tree. We see his face. It's Kamen Meteor. That's him. Excuse me. Yes. He doesn't say who he is, but that's who that is. Yeah, and we also see the debut of his motorcycle. It reminds me a lot of the Cyclones from Kamen Rider 1 and 2. See what Sally behind. Of course, he helps out when face off against Lebra. He fights Lebra while. But by the way, how this leads into this is that we have an artist contest between Jen and Mayora, Mayama, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, the one who's Perseus. Yeah, they basically also bring up the fact that his left hand, the one not holding the sword, is his Medusa hand, as a nod to Greek mythology, because apparently he killed Medusa, and the story goes is that after he killed Medusa, he basically put her head in a bag, and then because of the fact that the king who hired him wanted to kill him, he just took the head out of the bag and turned everybody in the whole room into stone. That is according to Greek mythology I've heard. And so that's the reason why when he touches him, he turns to stone, but he's like a warrior. I love the look, basically, of Perseus. It's a really cool look for him. Eventually, he's kind of reformed-ish. He's become a good guy because he basically was going to turn the Glee Club to stone. And he refers to Lebra as Master Lebra, which I found that really interesting. And his whole thing is not to use the same type of targets that Scorpion did. This one basically is this. Oh, by the way, her thing of transformation was taken from her because she failed multiple times. So his whole thing is about creating more horoscopes. They say they have 4 at this point, which is basically Lebra, Scorpion, Vertigo, and there was like one other one they said basically that they had here was those 3, and what was the 4th one? I found that interesting, the fact that we actually have 4 already. He said Scorpion, Lebra, Vertigo, and I'm trying to remember who else he said. It was like one more. I think it was Leo was in the one. This had a few, which I found that a bit quite interesting. Yeah, he says this right like episode like 16. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they do the thing pen mode, which I found them quite interesting because 15 and 16 plays during Christmas time, which is interesting, which I do appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Yes. But we're going to get basically more into Meteor later. But as for the next video for this series, I'm actually going to do a movie. I was going to do it with next Kamen Rider series, but given the fact this movie is referenced in the second movie for Fourze, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. What the movie is, I'm not going to say what it is just yet. But still enjoying the series. I love it. So that's pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not dislike button. Next story happens One Piece, and then basically we're on the Black Button next. Okay, see you.